everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 11 video. This video today is going to be a little bit different. I am going to show 3 matches of gameplay. They're casual matches, me against one particular person. But the purpose of this video isn't just to talk about gameplay. It is to talk about people acting like assholes online. I'm sure that many, if not most of you who have played online have encountered this sort of thing, and as a woman who plays online, I've encountered the full gamut of shitty behavior that you can possibly experience from other players. So I just want to talk a little bit about what was going on here and why it's not necessarily a good idea to be garbage to people you don't know online. Alright, so for some context, I don't talk about this really in my Mortal Kombat videos, but those of you who watch my other reactions know kind of vaguely that I deal with chronic illness and health problems. And I'm still not going to go into a ton of detail, but I do just want to say, because this is relevant to my mindset at the time of this happening and to what was going on generally in the gameplay even somewhat. Part of my chronic health issues has as a consequence led to me having some neurological side effects. And one of those side effects is something called peripheral neuropathy. And I have certain things that happen when I'm having a bad day, health-wise, and that includes hand tremors, weakness, so I have difficulty gripping and moving my appendages, and also reflex issues. So as you can probably imagine, that can sometimes cause some problems with playing games, and fighting games in particular, where your reflexes and your coordination is pretty important. But, you know, I play Mortal Kombat because I love it, I play it for fun, so I just, when this happens, I try to just accept that I'm probably not going to win or do as well as I can. I'm not going to be able to hit all the inputs correctly. I'm going to make mistakes, and that's okay, and I just try to have a good time. But that doesn't always work out very well, and sometimes that is because of the behavior and attitude of other people. So, to just frame this situation, it was about 1:30 in the morning. I was having a really bad pain night. I couldn't sleep. I was having tremors, handshakes, all that sort of thing. And maybe it wasn't the smartest idea, but I decided to kind of distract myself. I was gonna go play a few casual matches online. Again, keeping in mind that I probably wasn't gonna do great, but I just wanted to get out of my head. So I go and do that, and right away I encounter this one particular individual who you're about to see. And we played a total of 5 matches together, and at first it seemed okay. He had a very high number of games played altogether. Things were going fine, I thought. And then some shitty behavior started to come out of the woodwork. So I'm just gonna start this up here. I wasn't recording. Here we go. Alright, I've put that so that it's starting out, but I wasn't actually recording, but I went back and recorded the replays that I still had available to me of our matches, and that was 3 of the 5. So I hear him, Cassie Cage, he's Aaron Black. As I've mentioned, I'm having difficulty, reflex issues, so I'm not necessarily hitting all the proper inputs, and I don't think I'm playing particularly well, but that's okay. The first match he and I played, he went Aaron Black, as he is here. I was Jade. And I ended up winning, even though I felt like I was playing like shit. And it was all good. And then he went to select another character. Fine, no problem. I selected Cassie Cage this time around. He went Hidden Cursor. Interesting, I thought. Maybe he's gonna be Scorpion. And when we went to play our second match, he was Aaron Black again. So, okay, I guess he just didn't want me to play Jade. Fair enough, some people just hate Jade. We played our second match, and he ended up winning. So this here is our third match, where he happily and quickly clicked on rematch after he won that one. And so now we're playing here again. I'm playing Cassie, and this time I think I'm doing a bit better. You know, it's the third match, so I'm feeling a little bit better in my coordination, but still having some issues, but seems like it's going okay. But as you can see, there's a lot of distance between us. There was a good amount of shooting on both our parts throughout this match and the other. But I'm trying to be somewhat aggressive. This round was not a good one for me. As you could see, he had it trapped me in a corner and he almost had a flawless, and I was really relieved when that didn't happen. But I had won the first round, so I was still like, alright, that wasn't great, but I got another shot. And so here's our final round. So as you can see, he's just kind of waiting to try and shoot my projectiles out. Fair enough. Fair enough. He's blocking quite a bit, holding still, but is it just me, or does it seem like I'm the one that's mostly coming to him in this matchup? Yes, I'm the one being more aggressive? Just keep that in mind for a minute later. So I win, and I try to be polite, quickly just kick him, no fatalities or anything like that. Now, after this match, he started to immediately scroll down to quit to the main menu, and I thought, you know what, maybe he doesn't want to play against Cassie either. So I went to select a new character and thought, we'll see, maybe he'll stick around. And he did. He came up to select a new character too. So I guess, you know, he didn't want to play against my Jade after he lost to her. He didn't want to play against my Cassie after he lost to her, even though he won one of the rounds. So we both selected a new character. I selected Scarlet. I thought he was going to go Aaron Black again, and that probably wouldn't have been a great matchup for me, but I love Scarlet, so, and it's casual, right? But he actually ended up selecting Garrus. Okay, cool. Totally new matchup, and here we go. So let's start watching Scarlet versus Garrus. So this is interesting, but okay. That was my fault. I let that happen to me. And now I start using some of Scarlet's projectiles. At this point, as you see me freezing here, this is when the trash talking began. Now at this point in time, he said, girl in your name, and shouldn't be a surprise you play like a pussy. Excuse me? As you may know, my PSN name is Adenian Girl. So, yes, he said, you have girl in your name, and not a surprise, you're playing like a pussy. Now, I didn't have a microphone on. He continued to rant about how I was just standing there, spamming projectiles, not doing anything. Why won't I come to him and play aggressive? Which, you just saw our last match, right? Was he not the one that was standing still with Aaron Black while I was aggressive? Did that not happen here too with Garrus at first? I don't know. But you know what? He kind of, I'm gonna admit, pissed me off a little. So he's just standing there now, and I was probably playing into his hand because he was trash talking, and so I came to him, and then look what happened. But I got out of it. And I started playing up in his face, even though I was Scarlet, because I was irritated. I was irritated. I thought we were having good casual matches and everything was fine, but all this time he's trash talking me still, just to keep that in mind. He's still saying that I'm playing like a bitch and that I won't come to him, despite the fact that's literally what I'm doing. So, I beat him here. This is when I took a second to get on my microphone and say, excuse me, just so you're aware, yes, I actually am a woman. And what was that you said about me playing like a pussy? Because first of all, I'm pretty sure I was being more aggressive than you were. And second, if you're playing a character that zones, it only makes sense that you would sometimes zone with them, correct? It just seems like you're being salty because you're losing and you can't handle losing to a girl. At which point he started screaming and bitching at me some more, calling me names. And I decided I was not going to play him again. I said I was going to quit to the main menu because I don't want to play against someone who's going to make me feel bad even when I'm doing well and winning. And so then he started calling me a coward and a bitch and laughing and saying I obviously sucked. So you know what? I said fine. I was letting him get to me. I was being salty and I said fine. We'll do one more rematch and I'll beat you again. We'll do whoever you want. And so one final match, again, with him bitching at me over the mic the entire time, calling me names, saying some shitty misogynistic stuff, which I'll get to in a second. And we went back to Jade and Aaron Black, and so here is this last matchup with this lovely person. Now, I think I'm playing worse than ever at this point in time. I'm having hand tremors, I'm really unhappy, I probably should have just quit, but I just was not having it, I gotta be honest. While this is happening, while we're playing, he starts saying some things to me about, I bet you're blonde, aren't you? You sound like a blonde, whatever that means. You sound like someone named Chloe or something like that. This is what this man is saying to me. So first of all, what exactly do you mean by sound like a blonde, sound like someone named Chloe? So are you insinuating that blonde women named Chloe, are all morons or idiots? I'm not going to take that as a particular insult. My sister is blonde and is brilliant. I'm not going to tear down other women for you, but alright. So he's saying this. And he also continues to start saying more shit about my gameplay. Just keeping in mind again that this person who's talking about me not being aggressive when I clearly was, and talking about me being a pussy, this person, just keep in mind, was also playing Aaron Black and Garris. Just keep that in mind. So he's going to take this round, and we're going to go to a final round. And I'm not going to lie, at this point, I was pretty concerned because I did not want to lose to this guy after the shit that he just pulled. After how shitty he was acting. He was acting like a total dick. And perhaps he was doing it just to rile me up, and if so, he succeeded. But it was not cool, especially considering what I told you guys about how I was having a really rough night, and I was just playing to try and get out of my head. But here we go, our final round. And here I was really thinking, I'm gonna lose. I was not happy. I had to try to calm down and get it together at the last minute. I was very pleased. Usually I feel cheap when I do the fatal blow, but not this time. No, not this time. And you can see, it was very close. So here, when I decide to fatality him one more time, so I have a chance to say to him, that's the last time I'm going to play you and beat you. I'm sorry again that you can't handle losing to a girl and you have to act like a jerk, but maybe next time just consider not being a dick to people you play against online and just trying to have fun. At which point he told me that I sounded like I needed to go get some dick and maybe I should do that. Or some pussy if that's what I was into, because I sounded like one of those liberal types. Yes, that's right. And then he quit. So, that was my lovely experience the other night when I was in the middle of a neurological health crisis and was just trying to distract myself with a game that I love online, just trying to have a good time and a little fun. So what's the ultimate message here? What is the purpose of me doing this video? Well, for one thing, again, it's just to say, and this is my most serious point, this guy probably didn't give a shit and he didn't know that, you know, I had health issues or whatever was going on with me and that he was making my night 10,000 times worse. But that's part of the point, right? You never know what the people you're playing are going through. And so you really shouldn't just be a dick to people. Don't just start getting on your mic and talking shit to people, saying misogynistic shit or just dickish shit, trash talking them, calling them names, threatening them, just because you're salty that you're not winning or you don't like necessarily the way they're playing. It's just a game. And what you're doing is potentially causing a lot of hurt to someone that you don't even know. And if you don't care about that, I'm sorry to say, I think you're an asshole. That's just how it is. And so that's my big takeaway here, is that you shouldn't just trash talk strangers online, because you never know what they're going through, and you never know how hard that might hurt them, or how it might impact them in what way, and how it's going to make you look as a person. And if you don't care about that, maybe you shouldn't trash talk strangers online either, because maybe you'll get shown up and have your ass beat repeatedly by a girl, and then she'll go and post it on YouTube. So maybe keep that in mind too. Alright everybody, that's the end of this salty video that I have. Hopefully you enjoyed this little rant. Apologize if you didn't, but not apologize too much, because I think this is something that needed to be said. Alright, thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye, and be nice to each other.